Hello everyone, this is Joel with Fortress Canine and Canine Academy coming back at you again with another expert counsel question. And today's question was actually from a client of ours that had purchased a dog from us, and then she started having some issues where whenever there would be a thunderstorm, the dog would start getting very anxious, pacing around the house. And it was getting worse and worse, and we were trying to help her figure this out, at a distance. And I had her bring the dog into me, and it's kind of the reason I wanted to bring this up with you guys is one of the biggest problems most people make with their dogs is they accidentally or unintentionally encourage the dog to do something they don't want, right? So anytime the dog is doing something, you are always training. You're always either training them to continue doing a thing or to stop doing a thing. And if you give any kind of reward or praise or petting or encouragement in any way, you're going to get more of whatever behavior that dog was just doing. And whenever you discourage it, you're going to get less. Now, there are ways to, make that very rapid, okay? But most of the time what happens in just normal pet life is you're just going about doing your daily life, and then all of a sudden something that the dog's been doing has been building probably for a little while, and then you get frustrated, and now you want to try and do something about it, right? But you've actually been encouraging that all along. So here's what was happening with this dog. So she was getting very anxious and nervous around storms. And what they were doing was whenever a storm would come and she would start to get a little anxious, they would come and pet on her and talk gently to her and be like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, blah, blah. Well, what happens when you come over and you pet your dog while they're doing something? That's a reward. You're petting them for behaving in a certain way. Right now, we as human beings, we think we're calming and helping them relax and blah, blah. No, dogs don't operate that way. Dogs are very, very simple creatures. You encourage a behavior, you'll get more of it. You discourage a behavior, you'll get less of it. So she came here to the training facility, and one of the things we said was, well, there's a lot of similarity. If a dog is stable and calm around gunfire, they tend to be stable and calm around thunder or fireworks, right? Those three things all kind of go together with the dog. If they're calm around them, they tend to be calm around all of them. If they're anxious, they tend to be anxious about all of them, right? And so we had some people out shooting on the range, and we went out with the dogs and we started training her around gunfire. Now, she was anxious. She was a little nervous around it, right? But what we did and what I communicated to her is everything is obedience. Everything with the dog is obedience. So if I tell my dog to lay down and not move, they're to lay down and not move. Whether there's thunder or gunfire or fireworks, I don't care. I care that I told you to lay in that spot and don't get up. So we turned it into an obedience exercise. She would foos around with her, walking at her side. She'd tell her to wait in seats. She'd tell her to wait and lay down. She would have her lay down in a place and just lay there while the people in the background were shooting. And she was a little nervous in the beginning, but she calmed down as she went. And then, lo and behold, that evening, we had a thunderstorm here. And guess what? Totally calm, totally relaxed in the thunderstorm. So even if you get a dog that's solid when you get it, if you start seeing these behaviors creep in, 99% of the time, if they're getting worse, you're doing something to make it worse. It's not the dog getting worse, it's you encouraging the bad behavior. So be aware of that. Try to be very just straightforward. Don't treat it emotionally. Treat it like an obedience exercise. I tell you to do something, you do it, even if you're nervous, anxious, you're upset about the environment, right? I told you to do it, do it. Now, that's not going to be an instant fix usually, but it will start to move them in the direction of, okay, even though I don't like the thunder, or even though I don't like fireworks, or whatever it is, my job is to lay here and not move when that happens. And if I lay here and don't move, then I get the reward, right? So if they're laying there and not moving, and especially if they're like not whining and they're like starting to relax, oh, good plutz, good wait. Plutz is to lay down in our commands. So good plutz, good wait, atta girl. And then I move around, do a few things. She's still in her place. I walk up, good plutz, good wait. You're doing a good job, girl. I'm encouraging her for the obedience that she's doing. And I'm not coming and trying to coddle her just because she was upset or anxious about something. And pretty quickly, they will calm down and stop being anxious because they're no longer getting that reward. So I hope that's been helpful for you. If you want more information on dog training, don't forget you can check out canineacademy.us. I highly encourage you to go over to thesurvivalpodcast.com fortressk9.com and click on the banner there. That way Jack gets credit for it, and he's got an affiliate set up with me. If you already have a dog, that's a great way to go with Canine Academy. If you're looking to get a working line German Shepherd, Dutch Shepherd, or Belgian Malinois that has an off switch, so they're not bred for sports, although we have some people that do sports and they do well there, but they're bred for protection and they're bred for stability, which means I can put you in a place and you'll stay there. I can tell you not to bite that thing and you won't bite it. And so that's what we're breeding for. If you're interested in looking for a dog like that, whether it's an untrained puppy or a fully trained protection dog, you can check out more information at fortressk9.com. And until next time, remember to train hard and stay safe.